I know a lot of web designers who are shaking in their boots right now because of AI. Is AI going to take our jobs? Is it going to kill our industry? I'm going to be as honest as I can with you in this episode of the Subscription Web Design Podcast, and the answer is maybe. When it comes to AI and web design, really, it's no different than technology in general. Really, since the Industrial Revolution, our world has been going 100 miles an hour, full steam ahead, towards innovation and progress. And I'm an optimist. I believe that this progress and this innovation is a good thing because it's how we change over time. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, we don't always move in helpful directions. Sometimes things change for the worst and you have to backtrack and fix those problems. But when it comes to most technology and innovation, things move so quickly that moving backwards is nearly impossible, at least in practice. And so AI is not something that we're going to get a do-over for. We really need to get it right the first time. And because there's not going to be any do-overs, what we need to do as web designers, and really in any industry you're in, is figure out how to adapt and to use those tools to our advantage. I wrote a statement on my company website about this recently, and I made the point, which I still believe, that in 10 years, really, there's going to be companies that use AI, and that's it. You're going to have companies that 10 years from now, if you're not using AI, you might not even exist anymore because every other company will be so far ahead of you. And I know that seems sort of doomsday, but can you think of a business that doesn't use the internet right now? Most businesses need the internet in order to operate, the vast majority of them. And AI, this revolution, is coming on way faster than the internet revolution did. And you must be prepared for it, and you must not be afraid of it. It must be something that you embrace and figure out how to use as a tool in your business. So, are web designers going to go out of business? Well, maybe, but probably not anytime soon. So let's zoom out and let's think about this a little bit. What do, say, the next 5 years look like? Okay, we can't predict the future. We only know that it's changing rapidly. And for me to say for sure what it's going to look like in 10 years would be very difficult. So let's go to something more reasonable. I think that in 3 to 5 years, there is zero danger of a website designer being replaced by AI. Now, certainly, right now, today, not the future, today, you can use AI to build a great looking website from scratch, and it takes about 3 minutes to do. And when I tell you a great looking website, I mean the website that the AI will build is using WordPress and far better looking, frankly, than anything I ever built in the early days of my own endeavors building websites. These are really, really great. These are websites that you can get, I would say, 70 to 80% of the way there in the first 3 minutes. Spend another 3 to 5 hours making it look really nice, and you're good to go. Now, the problem is that most people who need websites, the general public, are not aware of these tools. And most of the time, they're being built by people who are sensitive to the needs of web designers. So right now, you'll find a lot of these AI tools, the customer for them is actually web designers and agency owners like you and me. It's going to be a long time, I think, before that technology really trickles down. And even so, human nature is constantly changing. And by definition, at least right now, AI as it currently exists is backward looking, not forward looking. It can only take the human knowledge to that point and act on it. And it's not creating new knowledge of its own, at least not yet. And there are some who question whether or not that's even possible. I don't know where to land on that right now. As of right now, it takes humans to generate novel ideas and novel thinking, and then AI can act on that thinking. So for right now, there's no danger in AI actually taking your job, I would say, in the next 3 to 5 years. But with that said, how can we actually stay ahead of the trends? How can we make sure that we are using AI in a way that makes us more efficient in our business? The primary things that we like to use AI for are assisting us with business strategy and content creation, doing research, and honestly, brainstorming, just helping us think through creative problems or think through new ideas. The way I like to think about it a lot of times is just getting the juices flowing. That's how it tends to work well for us. So AI is not something that in our business is being used to create lots of original new content or original new ideas. It's really just a brainstorming tool, a research tool, and a really, really helpful assistant. The cool thing about AI is that it can assist you in so many ways. It can don a financial expert hat. It can don a web developer hat. It can don a marketing guru hat. And it can help you in these various ways. I think, realistically, it could actually become like an employee in your business, but an employee who at any time can become a subject matter expert on almost any subject that you need them to. It's pretty remarkable, and people who use AI in this way are able to move with a lot more speed than those who don't. And so that is one of the big advantages you're going to have in your business if you decide to latch on to these trends, stay ahead of the curve, and use AI for the things that it can do. I also think that there are some new creative business models in the web space that you're going to see popping up as a result of AI. I have some ideas about that I'm going to keep under wraps for now, but keep on the lookout, and I think you're going to see some exciting things, maybe from me, maybe from others as well. But regardless, AI is on the forefront of everybody's minds right now. This revolution is happening faster than the internet revolution, like I said, and for you to just totally be dismissive of it or not think about it at all, I think is a mistake. So, should you be worried about your job? No, not in the next 3 to 5 years, especially, and this is one of my biggest pieces of advice, especially if you move up market a bit in the kind of sites you're doing. If what you're focused on is incredible design, or building advanced learning management sites, or creating custom solutions to people's problems, moving away from the basic, simple brochure website for any generic business, then I think you'll be good to go. Those are the businesses that will go first and be taken first by AI, I think, especially if you consider companies who do business primarily on the internet. It will probably be a little bit longer for those of us who are focused on local marketing. If you can make a splash in your local area and establish a presence there as a trusted person, I think that you will be by far and away able to last longer than companies who generically pop up on the internet and say, hey, I need a website. These AI builder tools are going to be perfect for them because they don't have advanced needs and they're not tied to anybody locally. So those are the ones that I think are going to be the first to go. You may even see a lot of that business drying up in the next 3 to 5 years. Who knows what the next 10 years holds, but if you're looking in that next 3 to 5 years, are you still safe to be doing what you're doing? You totally are. I do think you need to be planning and thinking ahead for the future. Every year, that number creeps up, so be thinking 3 to 5 years out from each year that passes on, and we'll obviously keep you apprised of it here as well, and make sure that you are aware of those trends and aware of those changes, but I don't think you have anything to worry about in the next few years. Just start planning, be aware, and use AI now to make sure that you're staying ahead of the curve in what you're doing in your web design and marketing business. You guys take care. We'll see you next time.